Hi, my name is Hannah Hoffman. For my group's research methods project, we looked into how extroversion and social media use relate to well-being and social distancing late in the COVID-19 pandemic. We are curious about this because extroverted behavior is associated with higher well-being than introverted behavior, and social distancing guidelines tend to reflect adopting more introverted behaviors. This means that extroverts may suffer a decrease in well-being by behaving incongruently with their personalities, which is what at least one previous study has shown. We also know that social media has an uncertain relationship with well being. Generally, more social media use is associated with lower well being, but extroverts are more likely to use social media for connection with others. We predicted that extroverts were less likely to social distance, particularly if they were connecting with others via social media. We also predicted that extroverts may find that social media used to foster connection with others moderates the impact of having less social interaction. In order to study the relationships that extroversion and social media use have with late pandemic well being and social distancing, participants completed a series of questionnaires to measure well being, extroversion, how social media is used, and adhering to social distancing guidelines. The only significant effect we found was that people who tended to use social media to connect with others had lower well being than those who did not. This was opposite of what we predicted, but it is consistent with previous studies that have found a negative relationship between social media use and well being. It's possible that the positive social aspects of social media use do not change the negative relationship that social media has with well being, or that people who use social media to connect with others use social media more, which is associated with more negative affect. The other relationships we measured between extroversion and well being, extroversion and social media use with social distancing, and the interactions between extroversion and social media use in well being and social distancing were all not significant. Most of our participants scored highly on extroversion, and our analysis required that the group of introverts ended up being very similar to the group of extroverts. This can account for the non significant findings for extroversion. It's also possible that, especially late in this pandemic, as people's lives are returning to normal and guidelines are less strict, that there is no significant relationship that extroversion and social media use have with social distancing behaviors.